Hello, everyone. I have returned. Sorry I've been gone so long. I goofed up on something and was waiting for some cables to come, and I ordered the wrong size. So I'm gonna try doing this wirelessly again. Oops, I'm all tangled. Hold on. There we go. Alright, so this is Vampyr. The Vampyr game set during the 1900s. Early 1900s. Let's read. Even if based on proven medical knowledge from 1918, Vampyr sometimes takes liberties with establishing possible links between scientific theories and supernatural creatures for theatrical purposes. In other words, don't try any of this at home. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory that you shouldn't, but don't. Also, no rats were harmed during the making of this game, so that's always good. This game is vegan friendly. So let's begin. Every action you take can have consequences. Okay. Whenever the weird Y symbol appears, the game is saving. Gonna see how well this game is. Maybe I'm not getting any sound whatsoever through my computer. Oh, hold on, it says this tab's muted. Give me a second. Okay, now we can start. I done goofed earlier. Let's look at the options. Video, HUD visibility on, set brightness. This seems to be right already. Audio. Yeah, that's fine. Gameplay. Ah, this is what I'm looking for. Subtitle size, medium. Name of speaker. On. No. Off. New game. Oh, there is one thing I need to do. Hold on. Sorry, I had to turn off the pop-up notifications. Otherwise, you all are going to see black screens as I get trophies. And you don't need that. And I don't care what trophies I'm getting at the time, so...
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Alright, so this started out weird already.
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Nah, man. Not in this area. Never mind. Ugh. Hi. Yo, man, this is gross. You might want to get out. There you go. You got some dead guy on you. On your neck there. Man. That's a lot of dead bodies. Hey, look. I think that's blood. More blood. That's a person. That's a lady.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
Ma'am. Sorry. I need help. Hug. Yes. Bro.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary! Oh, no. Mary!
You just killed your sister, bro.
Hold on. Please, hold on. Oh, God. Mary. No.
Well, she dead, bro.
This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
Ow. Y'all are rude.
These patrols are after me.
You run by holding circle.
No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening.
This way? Nope, can't jump up things yet.
No, please, stop! I mean you no harm.
You bloody cry!
What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Has it fled?
Square to perform melee attacks.
Now,
Shit, where'd it go?
I can defend myself.
Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice. Who are you?
Stupid beast! Doesn't like fire, does it?
Sorry.
It ain't human!
No, please, stop!
I am too
Who are
human.
you?
He's dead!
What do you want? I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Rude.
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's
That'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me.
How long have I been dead? Undead. A vampire.
The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter. I cannot enter.
Keep out. Sounds like it says enter.
Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
Doubt it.
Brother, what have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Bottle of alcohol.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this?
Took my watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an E.
Dude, that's fucked up.
That's impossible.
Take my watch back. Ow! Stupid cat just bit me. You have food, spirit. I don't know why you just bit me. That wasn't nice. Fire and sun. And some shillings. Oh, there we go. Huh. So the only real way for them to kill me, I guess, is with fire. The sun apparently won't kill me. If I read that correctly. No reflection, 'cause I'm a vampire.
12 dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as gold.
Who goes there?
A prayer for the summoned by warrior song. A child born from darkness must take scent of his.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
Who bit me?
No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Jergs. I think he's dead, yo. Again. Gimme.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
I mean, he's a doctor, so he'd know.
No, it never got easy.
Bloody diary. This doesn't sound good for Becky. Sounds like Becky turned into a vampire. Okay, that got dark. We gon' take a nap.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it.
Yo man, lay down on the noisy bed.
So be it. Rational thinking only.
Didn't work.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who takes blinding sunlight into a glowing flesh.
Huh. I can get some claws. Add to my health. Oh, those require level 3. 2, 4, 5. Oh, they have... Okay. Oh. Herp derp. Hello, Watcher. Level 1, level 6. I made it to level 2. An aggressive skill. I kinda want the claws. I think I'm gonna get the spear. Oops.
That voice in my head.
That was weird.
If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Where is it? It's closed.
These
Why don't we go
people
out the
want
other
me
way?
dead. I need to leave now.
Let's go out this way.
Here's the leech. Here!
My head's spinning.
Wait! Come out, you coward!
It's locked, all right.
Clever fucking beast!
I mean, am I clever or are you just dumb?
It's locked.
They use steak.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Inflict stun damage. A stunned enemy can
Die,
be hit.
vermin!
X to fight a stun enemy. R1 to unleash a vampire skill. Okay, I pressed R1.
A strength I never knew I had.
Oh, whoops, that just goes back in there.
See them fancy clothes? This is the top! Piece of shit!
Num nums.
Every fiber of my being is afire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
nom, 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 nom.
Kill all you deserve.
My strength. My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
No shit, Sherlock. That's cool sounding music. I'm digging this music, man. Your king and country need you. Join the British ranks and help the brave lads at the front.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can.
This is despicable. I cannot enter.
Listen, you gotta eat, bro.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it. What will London have to say to me? I've so many questions unanswered.
Just don't say anything to him.
I have this thirst for blood.
Is the third one? Haha. Nom 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 nom.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Dude, that one's like clawed open in the back.
The man has been drained of all blood. But I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood.
Cool.
The smell is so strong.
But what if there's secret stuff in other places? See, look at that. I'd have missed this if I didn't come back down. Or this little hidden room. Look at this.
This is a slaughterhouse.
Y'all are sneaky.
It's locked.
Bitch. Pick it. You're in London. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. You're in like the ghetto. London ghetto. I mean, realistically, who's gonna stop you? That guy, that dead guy over there, he ain't gonna do nothing. Some screws and some grease. There's another poster. City U life saved by efficient medical aid is a blow struck at the flu epidemic. Volunteers make the difference. Yeah. What the poster said. Join the Royal Fleet today. Would you like to know more? Ask your nearest recruiting office. I have a feeling everyone at my nearest recruiting office is probably dead. Interesting. What's with this 2-day? And this is where I came from.
There is no one in sight.
Probably because his ass, like, transformed or some shit.
It's locked.
That's fire. That one can't be opened.
Where
Oh,
has
there's more
everyone
blood.
gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail. At last, a little life.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this.
Sir, to the Turquoise Turtle.
No?
Interesting name.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
He probably doesn't go out at night.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
Clearly, somebody's got deep pockets. You bite me again, cat, I'm gonna kick your butt.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Okay.
It's a good thing you cannot see.
I cannot enter.
Won't do weird butt stuff.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Thanks.
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make
All right.
it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
I think you missed the button, dude.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
Bottle?
I
That
don't
bottle?
know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Man.
Hello, sir.
No,
May
not
I
him.
disturb you again?
And you're still up?
Wow.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Rude.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
Who the hell's Tom?
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, the Turquoise
Ah.
Turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
Tom's
You
a
don't
nice
seem to
guy.
have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible.
That's
Some
pretty
say
bad.
the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll
That's
leave them.
not what it said
Thank
at all.
This would have given me a laugh.
they stupid or something?
Something can be
I've
done
never
to get
even
out
been
of
to
this
India.
bullshit mess. No?
Can you, like... Huh. Alright, that's interesting. You said the first door.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word.
Bro, put the cross down a bit. Put the holy flashlight down. Please. Thank you.
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none
Sure.
of your concern.
Or not.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people.
Whoa
In
now.
fact, killing. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Alright.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Alrighty then.
Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I don't know yet.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again. I'm certain we shall meet again.
We can meet now.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something. Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry.
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
This guy's a dick. He ain't gonna give me
I'll
anything.
leave you to your bottle then.
The only two people that probably will is him and her.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual. But my God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
It reveals a secret about a citizen or someone related to them. Okay. That guy would probably end up killing him. He's a dick.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
Probably this way.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me? To this city?
I think he's dead.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. What's this? Some sort of note. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
That's a lot of blood. It's not just some blood splatters. It's like a full-on blood bukkake.
It's locked.
There are 4 types of resistance: physical, melee, ranged, blood, and shadow. So he's resistant to range, melee, and range.
I cannot enter. Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Taking all the money.
It's locked.
everyone here is dead anyway, so they don't need any of this money. Oh, he died quick. Somebody else is around.
There's this nest of them cleaned out. This is not the place for you, sir.
I think it is the place for me.
Look lively! It's onto us! Choose him, beast! Get their weapons ready! Murdering boss!
How do I equip another weapon? Another gun, I guess.
Over there! There's one of them!
That's a fire pyre. There's more blood. What if I made the blood trail?
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
How do I equip stuff though? Aha! Okay, now I know how to equip stuff. Jesus.
Dearest friend, you're my last and dearest friend.
William, my arm. I can't feel it.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Oh no, that's my blood. Now you give me your blood. You asshole. We won.
William, please, stop. William
Dude, are you
was an
okay?
honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Oh. Hey there,
Remember,
lady.
certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Can you help me with info? Or not?
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
How did you know where to find me?
Fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man ran to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Alright. Huh. Yeah,
This
he's
poor
dead.
creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Let's get out of here, brah. Dr. Saint Man. That guy doesn't look so good.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
So I'm famous?
I knew it.
Ish.
I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Well, now I have a job. Again?
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
So I'm a doctor that works at a hospital. Interesting. Huh. Oh, sorry.
I cannot enter.
It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah, it's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
No, I don't need to.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
I don't want to mesmerize Clay.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Whoa, I feel giddy. What? What happened? Did I black out? What? What happened?
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long.
You're okay, dude. I ain't gonna eat you. I'm gonna try and not eat anyone. The blood of rats will be my medicine.
It's locked, all right. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor, too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
So this is who I buy stuff from.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm feeling all right, Doctor. But perhaps it is because I, too, am used to the smell of the dead.
Huh.
Are you afraid or uneasy?
Why should I?
How did you...
After I left the...
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
So what you're saying is I could drain them of blood.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Hopefully.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Well, let's see. Coding. None of this is really worth anything yet. Thank you, Doctor. Hospital is full. A small bag of junk.
It's locked, all right.
Grease and screws.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
It could get bad. Oh, okay. Can you guys, like, not go past a certain point? Hello. Come watch as I get my ass kicked by a vampire. I killed them all. What were they eating? There's nobody here. Oh, yes there was. Milton and Pippa. Oh, I went to hit one button and hit the wrong one. You have been defeated. I have died. Immortality is over. Guys, look at that beating vein down there. That's why it's vampire with a Y. So they could do that. Have the beating vein. I wonder how far back this puts me. I know one way to find out. Oh. Doesn't look like it puts me that far. That one was my fault. Alright, I definitely know I'm not strong enough to take these guys on yet. Because one of them killed me. From full health. Oh man, it's almost 6 o'clock already. Woo! Time flies when you play a good game. Although it's getting to that point where I have to go to the bathroom because I keep drinking tea. Never streaming tea. Alright, let's go to the hospital. Let's actually do the mission we're supposed to be doing. Oh, there's little tents here. Are there people I can talk to in here? These people are all dying. There is a boy down there, though. Is this kid down here okay? Oh no, it's the guy I led down here. Duh. Yeah, because I had to run by this area. Because the doctor and the nurse were right there. That's why I didn't know there was a guy up here.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Cool.
Thank you.
Get my own office.
Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Sweet.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
He knows a lot about me, though.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Yo, y'all don't use gloves?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Alrighty then. Don't touch me. Doctor, doctor, give me the news. You got a bad case of bloody hands.
Famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Nope.
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Yeah.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
I'm here to bring back the hope.
What is the Pembroke
This hospital is not
It's more than enough.
Don't be misled.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
So Swansea doesn't leave the office much.
What is the...
This hospital...
It's more...
Don't be...
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Do you need any medical assistance?
Come on.
Goodbye, Doc.
We have no effective treatment for this.
Who's this guy? Looks like a maintenance
Good evening,
man.
sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Alrighty then.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Let's get some personal info. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I have your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet. With all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Now, can I get some info from you about your personal life? Yeah.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Okay.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running?
Probably most of them.
With what we're doing.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
You have a lot of parts for guns. Tap, tap, tap. another nurse.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised. But I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more
I'm gonna
lethal
save
than any
everyone.
bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
So I'm guessing one of
I'm
my
not
jobs
familiar
will
with all
probably
the
be to
staff
get
here.
nurses and doctors back.
Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Not with that said at all.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Alright.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I forgot to ask the driver if he needed help. Where did he go?
Good evening,
And
Nurse
her.
Brannigan.
Good
Or no.
evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay, so where did he go? There's 2 people out there, 3 people out there. Oh, they're in the hospital. And then her. And him. And then people inside.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Hey, here's another doctor.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
You're kind of a dick.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
If you have
Dr. Swan...
I know
Oh.
There is no need for such...
That is...
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
That's what I'm trying to do. You don't have to be a dickbag.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know... And what...
I serve...
Be careful what...
I only...
Knowledge...
It is not a...
Alright, so it's just the same stuff.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
A lot of these people are in pretty bad shape in here.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Hey look, the update installed.
Good evening,
This is
sir.
a patient.
I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, blundering idiot.
Who's in here? Who are you?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
So you're rich.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What is this, my dear? Oh, he just brings up that. Herp derp.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcome. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Where is her son? This must be him.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
He's either got the flu or he's been bitten.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful.
So painful, I'd rather.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
I will see you later. How...
So
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Need to find some medicine so I can give it to him.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Was that? No.
My sweet girl. Never could keep anything from her.
Hospital full. This door's open now.
As for me,
And this door's open now. Oh, this is where the dude is. Okay. What's that poster say? And then that's this room, right? Where the doctor was? Yeah. Wait, there's two here now. Who are you?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Huh. Really now?
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, You may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Oh, he stole my say.
It's always this epidemic.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
A new investigation. I don't... Fine, I'll open it for right now. By tracking it with square, then access your map. Okay.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
We're gonna go talk to the other doctor again. This is him, right? Dr. Ackroyd?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you...
I strongly believe that Mr.
If you are...
I'm not the kind...
Thank you for your time.
Let's go talk to the carpenter.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea.
She probably
I just
didn't.
know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Oh, sweet girl.
Good evening, sir.
Reads me like a book.
Doctor.
I'm quite busy, Ruck.
Tell me,
Strickland.
Are you thinking...
Harvey Fiddick need...
Why, if you are...
I'm not...
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Which one are you? Yes.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr.
She's
Swansea
the
has recently offered
ambulance
me a
drivers.
position in this hospital.
Girlfriend,
Well,
wife.
it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How long?
Or long enough to see that...
You're right. How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual. Especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Okay.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Duly noted.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Well, as long as you know the risks.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
There he is. Mr. Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to...
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Okay. That's understandable. He's not happy.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Oh, no.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Right, we've got a few people off that way. What's that? Prevent disease. Do not cough in public.
It's locked.
There must be a point where I get access to just about all of this.
It's locked, all right.
Stuff. This goes back outside. Not gonna go upstairs yet. Open! Hey, who are you?
Good evening.
Can't be
miss.
up.
I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed,
If you must know, I'm a vampire.
I highly doubt that.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Right.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is our...
Yes, because
Please,
I'm a vampire.
Describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Okay.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Okay.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I think this lady's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You look like you got
Good
punched
evening,
in the
sir.
face.
Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely
I mean, you are in a
why you're
hospital.
patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Curious as to how long his injuries have been healing.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
I mean, I was a medical officer.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Alrighty then.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Where'd Crazy go? There she is.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Well, that's good.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
I'll leave you, mistress of the...
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening,
Hey,
Mr.
I know
Hampton.
you.
How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, Sora, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Yeah, he did what he thought was right.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Clay Cox, I just met him.
I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Okay.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Okay.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith, willing to preach the good word.
That's why it didn't work.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later. It's locked.
And that's where the other lady is.
It's locked, all right.
Not now.
Nope. This is mine, I'm guessing. Dr. Tippett, Strickland, and Ackroyd. So this is their office.
I cannot enter.
This is my office. Bottle of cheap gin. I'm guessing I'll get
This
some
must be the
medical
place.
supplies soon.
It's definitely away from prying eyes. Into the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
I mean, that's always a good plus. Dragon Bane. Isn't that a sword? You can upgrade your weapons using workbenches, which are available in every hideout. Loading, loading, loading. Always loading, loading, loading. Okay. Hey, I got a bowler cap on and a new outfit. I like the old outfit though. Why is this loading again? Is it changing my outfit again? I'm confused. So confused. Can upgrade and customize melee weapons or firearms using a workbench to boost their efficiency. I think it changed my outfit, yeah. So that just keeps changing my outfit. This must be the workbench. Yeah. Analyze. Treatment for fatigue, anemia, sepsis, pneumonia, bronchitis, and a cold. So that's how I get my medicine.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. The flower's dying. It needs water.
will rest, I guess. And need to be level 4 for that. $11, $12, $12.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
You okay?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Whoa. Was there somebody there? No, I guess not.
Not now.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
Yeah, he stabbed you in the stomach.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then?
Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Okay.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
Only the strongest survive, then. Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
Of course. The sooner I'm able to leave this damn place, the better.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then? Nah, Doc. I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
No. Wonder if it saved that conversation now. Now would be the perfect way to test it. I just unplugged my phone. Mm-hmm.
Good evening.
Dr.
And why?
People who don't...
Do you...
The word...
That...
What is...
What did...
I... I'm the top...
How is...
This is just...
What's wrong?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Do you...
The wound he gave...
What did he...
I reached...
Only the strong...
I'm the tough...
How long...
Oh, no.
The police...
Well, how come you didn't...
Ah, damn it, I picked the same option. Alright, let's do this again without fucking up. The game's actually pretty good so far. It's a little slow at the beginning. Like, I'm only on chapter 2. But I think the reason it's so slow is because I've literally talked to everyone that I've come across so far. And I've talked to this guy like 3 times because I've messed up. And yes, the name came from Breath of Fire, sorry. 3. That's actually my favorite one of all of them.
How is this? What's that? I see. The nurse. What's? But you're. What are you? How on the? We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Alright. That's what I was trying to learn.
Do you... What?
Oh,
only...
I'm the top.
How long? We can't...
I ain't.
And...
I'm the...
Okay. You ain't gonna give me none anymore.
For now, Mr. Cox.
Is this supposed to be an hospital?
Oh, I did forget one thing. Shut up.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox.
Course. The sooner I'm able to leave this damn...
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Right. You're just a jerk still.
I've never seen so many people dying at the same time.
It's an epidemic, douchewad. There's a bunch of side quests in this game too. Like, this is a main quest. That's a hideout. I know I have another quest. Where was it? There we go. The pharmacy. Still nothing to make medicine with. Okay, it's stuck down this way. What is this part of the hospital? I don't recall this area. Oh wait, yes I do. I was in here already. Because I died by something that was around here somewhere. Open all the doors in the hospital. Yeah, like all these people you come across, you can talk to and get little bits of info and whatnot. Stay at home if you have the flu. Well, people still don't listen to that, and this is over 100 years later. So I was in this area. got attacked by a bunch of stuff. What's in here? Is this more of the hospital? Just a different entrance? Oh no, this is the main story. Shit. The only downfall with this game is it takes a bit to load. Not, you know, an uncommonly large amount. But more time than it should. Let's just say that. I'm leaving. Alright, since I accidentally activated the main story, let's go do a side quest. Reach the pharmacy. Go through here again. And back this way.
It's locked, all right.
Yo, what the hell? This may not work out well for me.
Are you deaf?
I must be, because I didn't hear you say anything to me.
This is not a place for you, sir. Look, mine.
No? I think it is.
There's one of them vermin.
Fuck you.
Vermin. That's what you do with me.
Ow. Now feed me. Dick. Tiny common handle part. What'd this guy drop? This money? Aluminum shard. That guy's already dead. War propaganda poster. Oh. Ow. really don't like this weapon. I'm gonna switch back to the other one. Ooh, Dragon Bane. I just like the offhand, and it seems the bludgeon better.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
Didn't even know he wanted it back.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Yum yum, eat 'em up. Ah, you bastard. Water sturdy blood sample. Okay. Oh, there it is. Quinine love essence. Bow chicka wow wow. Ooh. Almost walked right into that guy.
Step away, sir.
What?
Don't come closer!
There's nobody. I didn't do nothing.
Did you hear me? See them
Haha. You missed. Oh shit. That's a dead end. Fuck. Backed myself into a dead end. Yeah, this is the part that takes the longest to load. Good thing is, when you die, you don't start off very far away from where you just were. For me, I just kind of like wandered in a direction, so really not far from anything because I don't know where I was going. Actually, I think this is exactly where I
place for a
was.
stroll. Are you deaf?
Yeah, this is exactly where I was.
It's a leech! Kill it!
Oh shit.
I'll kill you!
Oh, hi. Oh yeah, vampires in this are called leeches, not vampires. Well, they're called both. You really want to try this again? Ow. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I'm pretty sure whatever attack that guy did is a one-hit kill. Now, what's down this corner that I backed myself into? Absolutely nothing. Nothing there. Nothing up here. Finsbury Gate. Good thing is, it doesn't seem like anything's out of your league. You just have to be better at doing everything.
Get them weapons ready! A take a breath of this! Christ, he's dead!
Yeah. You want to try it now? And you're being dead is all the rage. Give me that. Okay, how do I get up there? Or in there? Guess I gotta run around.
It's locked.
It's locked. Locked. I forgot I had the claws. Alright, I must have to walk around and find it.
Back in the grave!
Like, I am... Oh, I'm nowhere near it. And... go left. So I was on the right track last time. No, I gotta go further. I gotta cross another bridge.
Best turn around. Over there! There's one of them vermin!
I will refill off of you. Screw you, dude. What's in here? Just dead people. I don't think you can sneak up on these. Let's find out. Oh, you can. Oh, you're a boss. Ah! Wait, there's one, two... I guess there's three? There's three. Alright, yeah, these guys are way too strong for me to be using regular weapons. So this is what we're gonna do. Offhand. Now I should have bullets for this. Oh, he still got me. I don't wanna grow up, I'm a vampire kid. The blood that flows through your veins is so delicious. Let's do this one.
Stay away!
I am, don't worry. You ass bastard. Oh, since I'm running by him anyways.
Hey, Doc.
Found your knife.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Miss, please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
Alright. Who is spying on Lady Crazy Pants?
He's mine! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
What up, man? The game's pretty good. I won't lie. It's definitely hard, though, at spots. How you doing? Controls are pretty clean. Fighting is pretty clean. The only downfall, just like Fallout or any open world game, you'll get quests for areas that you cannot quite survive in yet. Like, I was just doing a quest probably a little bit before you hopped on that I died like 3 times on. So I gave up on that quest for now. My only big gripe is going into like newer areas or dying. The reload takes a little long, but not terribly long. And the music's pretty decent. And that probably takes me right outside, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe. There was a patch that came through, but I wanted to play it, so I just said the hell with it and started playing it without the patch. I got too impatient. Yep, this took me right back outside. Thanks, guys. That's the other thing. There's no warning that, like, hey, this is going to cause a new area to load.
It's locked, all right.
Wonder what they keep in the basement. Well, this room's pointless. Thanks, guys. I know, it's scary going patchless. Who knows what the patch fixed? For all I know, the loading screens, the game loads so quick that I can't even read them. Alright. We're just going to ignore that for right now. can do it too. Nom noms. Man, what was he feasting on? Is that a doctor? That's a doctor. That's a dead doctor. Ain't no Hippocratic oath there. Just gonna sneak on into this room right here.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Give me your blood.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Come on, get down with the sickness.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Also, the side quests, from what I've seen, range anywhere from like super simple, go find something for somebody, to like not quite simple.
It's locked.
Going down. Oh shit. I saw that. Is it just you?
These scowls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
I'm gonna make the undead dead again. Oh shit. Oh, okay.
It's locked.
Did that just say that absorbs blood? It does. Hmm. Cockazoid. That's
Mr.
a new
Connor's
way of saying
injuries
it.
don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Let's look into it.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Ooh, it's about to get weird.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
All right.
Tippett has made an...
No.
It's locked, all right.
Well, looks like Dr. Tippett's not doing that surgery we talked about. Did you just swing at me? We're gonna fight. Is this the room I snuck in through? I think it is. Or was it this one? It was that one. Oh shit, John Doe. Screw you, John.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
We will not drink the blood. I will take this stuff.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Regenerate instantly 60 blood points. I'm good. Was there any point to come up here other than that? No? Oh. Yes. me blade, cause I'm the vampire hunter. I'll go out the front door, like a gentleman. Crazy
Good evening, Miss
lady.
Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Tell me, Zelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Tell...
I saw...
You mean you...
Yes.
You have...
Why fear...
This lady is cuckoo for freaking Cocoa Puffs.
Who are you, Rick?
Is that not...
I'm...
Mouse.
Tell me... Do you require my service?
I have no need for your medicine.
I'm a...
It's only a...
Who... I'll leave you.
I guess I finished her question? Or her quest? I guess not. I don't freaking know. Which one are you?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye,
No,
Dr. Strickland.
Tippett is who I'm looking for. Strickland, Crane. Aykroyd, Swansea, Hawkins. Captain. The lady I still can't talk to because she's in a locked room. Tippets.
Good evening, Dr. Tippets.
Perhaps I should have considered the
Dr. Reed.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
What?
This hospital...
It's more...
Don't be...
You're a...
No.
Nurse Brannigan, you don't have to... Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
To calm the children, Ellen.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
How painful.
So painful, I'd rather not.
Why did your mother have you?
My mother just wants the best for me.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already.
I have to go now, sir.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening.
Do you require
I have other concerns, right?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Alright, guys. I think I am going to call it. It was 4 hours of Vampyr, and so far I'd say it's a pretty decent game. So, until next time, maybe tomorrow, that is all for tonight. Thank you for watching and have a nice night.